the angry unemployed blacksmith.
Okay.
And this place opened in 1895 and closed in 1953. You guys are from Sutton.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so anyway, it closed in 1953, and the automobiles are really good. They did start to do car repairs here a little bit. They were rolling with the changes, but...
Le magazine de Manchard, mais tu n'as pas français, I speak English to you. So I am here to tell you the story of the peddler murder from December 21st of 1914. Poor Mr. Joseph Goldberg, who sold used clothing from his place in Worcester and journeyed every Monday through Millbury to Sutton, was found at 11 p.m. on this evening in West Millbury, wrapped in a horse blanket. He had been bludgeoned in the head and shot 3 times in the back. And even though he had a wad of cash earlier in the day and his account book had been found, he had only 86 cents on his person. Well, they decided that it was the owners of the barn's son, Felix Vadinais Jr., age 19, and his friend, Henry Gauthier, who may have perpetrated the crime. The gold watch that Mr. Goldberg had owned was found in a tin bucket stuffed in a stovepipe in an empty attic room in the home that Mr. Vadinais' father owned that was a 4-family, and the Gauthiers lived there as well. After an 11-day trial, Mr. Vadinais Jr. was found not guilty. The case had never been solved. But they say that on a night like this, when the air is just so, on a quiet, still evening, you can hear that carriage running down Signatary with its injured, well, deceased driver. C'est tout fini.
I'm Jonathan Gould, and yeah. So we're both Sutton residents in about 1776. This is April 10th, 1776. So we're fresh back from the siege of Boston, from evacuation day. So Boston, our own Rufus Putnam, Lieutenant Colonel of Engineering in the Continental Army, and so he led an effort to fortify overnight the Dorchester Heights over Boston. That action ultimately led to the British evacuating Boston, and once that happened, they needed to transport the cannons from Cambridge down to Norwich, Connecticut. And so Henry Knox, who was the colonel of the artillery, had to direct an order, but they had initially asked, I think, for like 60 team of oxen, and they only got 30. And as you know, this is early spring, it's mud season, and people are getting ready to start farming on their farms, because most people at the time were farmers. So they had great difficulty, getting the cannons to Norwich. And we have a letter that talks about a letter from Grafton saying that the teams were going to stop in Sutton and not go any further. So, there's evidence that they'd come through this area, some of the teams, and stopped in Sutton for a while until they could requisition more. More teamsters to bring the cannons down to Norwich, Connecticut, to then eventually transport across to New York City. So that's where the British were heading next. That's just a little bit of what we're talking about here. So this cannon here is a Civil War era cannon, but it's just we wanted to use this as a talking point for people to understand a little bit of history that I think most people don't even know.